All right, we are back on the Andre Duke Show with Carter Smith. Got Richie with me. Duke might be joining us here in a little bit, but want to break down the first half. I mean, Richie, you got to be feeling good.
I feel okay. We'll see what happens with that second half opening drive. I
Mhm.
mean, hats off to Notre Dame with that first drive. Riley Leonard they were just mauling guys.
I mean, just
They
and that's
were.
what I
Go ahead.
think when we talked about this game, that first drive was exactly what we said Notre Dame had to do. Like, not even just first drive, but just over the course of the game. Like, Riley Leonard's going to have to run the football and do it a lot. And on top of that, I mean, it's been, I mean, yeah, I just don't know. I mean, the defense can't get off the field. The Ohio State has too much power. Um, they can't make the big play when they need to right now. And then Notre Dame's offense is shooting themselves in the foot, getting holding penalties, and Ohio State hasn't had a holding penalty called for the opponent since like
September, I think it
fucking
was.
George Bush was president. And,
Yeah.
and here we are. They get one in the first half, and then false starts and things. I mean, it's going to be a long night if this is the game you're playing. I think Notre Dame has done well when they've executed their game plan. They just haven't executed very well on offense or defense, for that matter. Jeremiah Smith is a dude. I don't know. Did you watch that? Like, that play annoyed the shit out of me because Christian Gray is clearly jumping up and down, trying
Like,
to
help,
signal
help.
something like, hey, this motherfucker is going to do something. And then he gets
Me.
caught into him running the reverse, and then nobody picks him up or helps at all. And he's wide open. He gets, like, literally, my dead grandfather could have walked that into the end zone. Like, and it's stuff like that. And you gotta give props to Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly is dialing up one of the best called games I've ever seen. I mean, he is just
Right, I agree.
he hasn't missed. I mean, he
No,
hasn't missed.
and Will Howard's 14 for 15 for 144 yards, two
Yeah.
tutties, 13 straight completions to start the game. I mean, he set the record for a national title
Mhm.
game with record amount of
Yeah.
completions.
I mean,
Um,
it's gonna be this next drive to start the second half will dictate the rest of the game.
right, yeah, the last, yeah, the first 4 minutes of that third quarter is
Yeah.
going to be we're very. It's going to be a good inclination of how things go the rest of the way. I think Algon's going to make some adjustments. I think they're going to go back. I think they're going to switch to zone because the man is not. It's not working in their favor. They're getting torched.
They're doing both though, and the zone's getting killed. Like, I don't know what you do. Honestly, they've been better in man. I mean, their zone coverage, like, I don't know, like, what they need to do is they need to just go and just play their game. Like, stop. Listen, if Jeremiah Smith torches you, fucking live with it. But you can't, because they're switching back and forth right now. They're going man for two plays and then zone for a play, and Jeremiah Smith, all of his catches outside of the touchdown catch and the first catch, I think he has four. It's been 50% man, 50% zone, and I don't know what you want Christian Gray to do on that first down. Like, it was like second and 13, and they throw a 10-yard hitch to him. But they're playing zone, and Christian Gray has to get depth. And so Jeremiah Smith catches an 8-yard hitch and then just bullies them for 4 yards to get the first down. It's like, I don't know what you want him to do. He's got to get depth. There's nobody in the world that can run underneath that route. And it's why you have to play man and give him safety help. But if you play man, it's what we've talked about and what I've said. You're going to have to live and die by the sword. And these guys are not used to playing zone coverage, first of all. So play your man covers. Leonard Moore has done a good job on Jeremiah Smith.
Yes.
Three of Jeremiah Smith's four catches have been, I think he only has four, have been against Christian Gray. Just let Leonard Moore cover him. He's not going to win that battle 100% of the time, but he's going to do good enough. There's been no special teams plays of notes. There's been no turnovers. This is the game Ohio State had to play to win. And they, I mean, unless you force some turnovers, you get Will Howard to be also the halftime adjustment. Will Howard's willing to run the fucking football. I know he hasn't done it pretty much all year, but they've called designed runs for him, and he's scrambled multiple times. It's time to put somebody on him.
Yeah, you got to spy him with a Kaiser just to get somebody on him.
Anybody. He's not like super like
he's not athletic enough. He's not like Braxton Miller, Carter.
Exactly. Like you can have anybody spy him, and at least somebody's paying attention. Because there's been so many times that he scrambles and nobody even knows that he's fucking running the football. They're in man coverage or eyes are on the receivers and they're not paying attention. He's just running free. But shout out to, you got to give props. Ohio State's offensive game plan has been perfect. It's been perfect. Chip Kelly has done a great job. And Notre Dame's defense is decimated at the offensive line, so they're able to run between the tackles. And they don't have, they just don't have the number of athletes to cover the. It's what I said. Ohio State has better talent.
Yes. The
only way Notre Dame wins this game is if they do exactly what they did in the first drive. Taking 10 minutes off the clock in the first quarter, I was like, okay, if Notre Dame can do this and the defense can even just slow Ohio State down, just slow them down, this is a game. But what did Ohio State do? They scored in 6 minutes. They scored again in 6 minutes, and then they scored in 4 minutes. If you can't even slow them down, it's going to be a long fucking night.
Long night, exactly.
Yeah, it's, but the good thing is it's the game is 4 quarters long for a reason.
Exactly.
Right? And they're down 14, not the best position to be in against this high-powered offense and great defense. But if Notre Dame's defense can make a play and be opportunistic like they have been all year, and Xavier Watts was so close on that play, that wheel route to Trey.
Yep.
If he picks that off, this entire halftime feels different.
I totally agree with you. Totally agree.
But if I'm Marcus Freeman right now, I'm looking Al Golden in the face and I'm saying, hey, listen, I don't give a fuck how much money you make. You got one drive. Defense. Everything you've worked for all year comes down to one drive. If you guys can't nut up and make one fucking play, because they've had them in third downs. They've had them in positions to get them off the field, and they just can't do it. And it's like Christian Gray getting beat on the crossing route by Carnell Tate. I don't even know number 2's name, but Jesus Christ, bro. No. Number 2 for Notre Dame. I know.
Like shit.
But no, number 2 for Notre Dame is standing flat-footed as fucking Brandon Innes runs an out route, and he just stands there and lets him. Like I'm like, dude, God, like these guys are not fucking. They're not fucking scrubs. Like every person they put on the field is a dude. Like Carnell Tate, Brandon Innes, anybody that lines up at wide receiver would start at most colleges. So be ready. And you just, I don't know.
I think they're going to try and do it. My dad's still here. He said, I wouldn't be surprised if Marcos tries to come out and do a surprise onside just to get something going. That's
a great call. That's a great call if it works. If it doesn't work, you're an idiot.
Yeah, exactly.
Travis, I don't disagree with you. The only problem is their man coverage has been more successful than their zone coverage. So you got to play what you are. And if you're a man coverage team, which is what Notre Dame is, you got to just own it. And you're going to give up plays. That's just part of it. But you got to hope to God you get pressure. And you gotta get pressure on Will Howard and force him into bad decisions. He almost made one on that wheel route to Trey, and it's there. You gotta get some pressure on him, and you gotta put him in a position where he makes a mistake. And I said it all week. Notre Dame wins this game if and only if they can force a couple turnovers. I think at least one, but probably you need two. And at that point, everything shifts. But right now, Ohio State's playing a clean game. They have a good game plan. They weren't ready for what Notre Dame did offensively the first drive.
No, they weren't. They were. I mean, Ohio State's front seven. They were getting bullied. I mean, I was like, shit. Is this going to be a tale? Is this going to be a tall tale of what's going to happen all game with Ohio State's front seven getting bullied? Like, I mean, it's just like they took a playbook out of Michigan. Out of the Michigan game.
Yeah, well, they did, and I mean, shout out to Jim Knowles. I think he made some adjustments to make that less likely to happen, but also Notre Dame shot themselves in the foot with penalties. And I mean, Riley Leonard
miscue on that.
Mitchell Evans coming in motion, hitting the ball. Like, I mean, and Riley Leonard's got to be better. He's got to be better. I mean, you can't miss open throws, and he's missed a couple. And not even downfield. I mean, these are short throws. These are throws you've got to make. And I'm not asking for him to make big plays down the field or anything like that. I mean, now you're going to have to. You're down 14, and if your defense doesn't stand the fuck up, you're going to be down 21. So now you're going to have to take some shots and make some plays. And if it gets out of hand, I mean, I honestly, they won't do it. But if Ohio State drives down the field and scores to go up 28-7 on the first drive of the second half, I'm thinking about putting Angeli in.
Yeah, you guys switch it up.
Dude can sling it.
He's just his pocket presence.
Pocket presence sucks, but Jagasaw hasn't been bad, and like the protection hasn't been bad.
No, I mean
they won't do it, but I just think you have to, like, if I'm Mike Denbrock, I'm going to Mark Freeman like, yo, just give me one drive. Let me see what happens, because we're down 21 and we know Riley can't. I mean, I don't. It would be an absolute miracle if Riley Leonard all of a sudden started throwing the ball all over the field and brought them back from down 21. So might as well take a shot.
Right. I would see if you can maybe switch something up with Angeli, like you were saying.
Yeah.
But that pressure with Ohio State coming, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough because, like we both said, his pocket presence is garbage. And he's got to get rid of it if they go to him.
Yeah, I mean, what you need to do if you're Notre Dame right now is you got to get a stop on the first drive. You got to get a stop. Doesn't have to be a 3 now. I would like it to be, but you got to get a stop. Got to hold them to 0 points, and then you have to you got to sustain drives. You got to keep their offense off the field. You're only down 2 scores. You don't need to get in panic mode right now.
No.
But your defense has to stand up and make a stop. And then your offense has to sustain drives and get points on every drive. Because Notre Dame had 3 possessions in the first half?
1 touchdout. Yep. 3 possessions. Yeah, I think Ohio State they both had each 3 possessions.
Yeah.
And Ohio State capitalized on all 3 versus Ohio State or Notre Dame's 1.
Yeah. So you're not going to get more than 4 possessions probably in the second half unless you get turnovers. So you got to hold them to 0 points every time they have the ball, and you got to score points every time you have the ball. And that's just how.
And you just can't trade field goals for touchdowns. It's not going to be sustainable either.
No, but we'll see. It's not over. It's not done, but it's going. But they're not getting blown out. Like they're gonna. I truly believe they'll make adjustments. They'll make some plays. They'll get it closer. But outside of that first drive, I don't think at this point I don't see how Notre Dame comes back and wins it. I can see how they would, but you're going to need some special plays. You're going to need special teams. You're going to need turnovers, something.
Yeah, an act of God if that happens.
Yeah. Yeah. And you just gotta. I mean, they've done a pretty good job against the run. It's just they can't stop those weapons on the outside.
No.
But it is what it is. I mean, hey, we'll watch it. I'm excited for it. I still believe. But yeah, I think right now you're seeing the talent of Ohio State just show it, to kind of flex its muscles. They have a more talented roster, and Notre Dame isn't doing what they had to do to win the game.
Right.
They haven't got a single stop, and they haven't moved the ball after that first drive. So, but anything can happen. Still 4-quarter game.
Oh yeah, we still got 30 minutes left, and
Yeah.
I do think things are going to change for Notre Dame's way. You know how they are going, like you said, make adjustments. It's just can they be sustainable against Ohio State? Can they make those
Yeah,
big plays when they need them?
we'll see. I mean, they they were down against Penn State, not 2 scores. They were down 7, and they made some adjustments to fix what was going wrong on both sides of the ball. I'm interested to see how it looks when they come out. I think at the end of the day, if Chip Kelly is still able to dial up some of the plays he's dialing up, I think it's been a good year. But if Al Golden can, and that's the thing, I'm seeing a lot of people saying Al Golden's calling a terrible game. I don't think he's calling a terrible game. I just think there's so many things you have to defend, and there's just not. They just don't have the people to do it right now.
Right. Yeah. They don't.
And
yeah.
it is what it is. But I think you have the people to be disruptive, but you got to make some adjustments, and you got to change how the course of this game is going right now. And it honestly is as easy as making one play. If you can make one big play, it can flip it real quick. But you got to be able to make it. And I love Xavier Watts. That was great coverage. It was a really hard interception, but that play would have flipped the momentum a little bit.
Yep, they would have shifted it. Yep,
and so next time that opportunity comes up, you got to make the play. Otherwise, it's going to go a lot like it did in the first half.
Oh man!
But
I'd say that was a fast first half. Truthfully,
it was super fast. That's why we weren't supposed to go live till 9:30 because I was like, yeah, it's about winning. And then fucking boom, boom, boom. Like an hour and a half first half. This game's gonna be over before fucking 11 p.m. at this point.
Yeah.
But I think that's I mean, if you're an Ohio State fan, you should feel good right now. I think that obviously you're up 14. Chances are pretty good that you're gonna walk away here with a trophy. If you're a Notre Dame fan, don't pack it in yet. Let's see how this third quarter starts and goes. I think Travis said it. If Ohio State scores the opening drive, do we think curtains? Yeah, I think if Ohio State makes it 28-7 on that first drive, I think that's about as insurmountable as it comes. I won't give up, but yeah, I think that's pretty much curtains. Good thing Notre Dame gets to keep all that money themselves to go and re-up. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that is a good thing. And majority of this roster is coming back. So
yeah,
Notre Dame looks all right for next year. But I'm not ready to talk about next year yet. There's still 30 minutes of football to play.
All right.
Well, as we get ready for this second half here, everybody who's out there, if you're on Twitter, come over to YouTube, like and subscribe, follow us on Twitter, all that good stuff. Help us out. And I believe we'll see. I believe we're going to do a post-game reaction show, at least me. I don't know if Duke's going to hop on or not, or if Richie will still be alive and well, or if he'll be too busy celebrating or whatever. But yeah, we'll be going live, hopefully post-game. And then tomorrow, 7:30. We're here every day of the week, 7:30 p.m. Well, Monday through Friday. I guess not every day, but we'll get back to it. It's about to kick off. So Appreciate everybody tuning in. Richie, anything else before we get out before the second half?
Well, we got 3 more minutes left of college football for this year, and then we got to
Enjoy
do
it.
regular. We got to do regular adult stuff.
Yep, exactly. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for
All right.
tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Have a great rest of the night.